من ربك ربي الله ما دينك ديني الإسلام.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Deen Matters Ramadan edition. This is your host, Brother Mohammed Max, and with us here through this Ramadan, resident scholar and chairman of the Canadian Centre for Deen Studies, Dr. Hamid Slimi. We're all about family, and in a constant world that is looking for redefinitions, looking to redefine things. Dr. Slimi, what does it mean to be a Muslim family in the 21st century?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Very often people ask me, Imam, you always, and many scholars for that matter, lecturers, we hear lectures, we talk about family back 1400 years ago. This is how they were. But they had the Prophet ﷺ, they had Medina, they had different things. So people want to see connection. They say, you're always giving us examples from other time, other context. How is a family, how can a family survive being Muslim, upholding to the teachings of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in the 21st century? Not only that, in a non-Muslim country like we are in North America. Is it possible? I say yes, it's possible. We have a beautiful teaching by the Prophet ﷺ, which is an eternal teaching. It's in the hadith of Imam Tirmidhi, good hadith. Prophet ﷺ said, "Ittaqillah haythuma kunt." Be conscious of Allah wherever you are. You know, time is irrelevant, place is irrelevant, and situation or state is relevant. Ittaqillah haythuma kunt. Wherever you are, whenever you are, however you are. وَأَتْبِعِ السَّيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ تَمْحُوهَا. And always follow a bad deed with a good deed. It will wipe it out. وَخَالِقِ النَّاسَ بِخُلُقٍ حَسَنٍ. And treat people in the best manner you can. But the first portion is, Islam doesn't change. The principles are the same. We have to be honest in the 21st century, like they were. Is it tough? I don't think so. When you're honest, honesty is easy when there is strong faith and belief and you're well built on values and principles that have shown you that you're always happy and content because you have something you stand on.
These days you see a lot of people giving lectures, talking about Medina, the glory days of Islam, but for many families today, they say that seems to be a dream. It's in the past. Now, especially in North America, we have this hustle culture. I gotta work, I gotta feed my family. How do we manage the two?
You know, one of the sources of legislation in fiqh, jurisprudence, is qiyas, analogy. And what we do with analogy, we look at precedents, and we look at the present case, and then we compare the cause and effect, and we look at the effective case, what we call illah, and things. So similarly, the same method. We look at the past, what we share with them, and we look at our context. We share family, we share values of honesty, hard work, taking care of yourself and your family and neighbors, being honest and being truthful. These are the values we share. This is what we teach. Yes, you're right. Sometimes we go dry. What I mean by that, we give examples from a different context. Now children and youth don't understand. They say, yeah, what that was, where the Prophet, peace be upon him, was, where the companions were people of high virtue and uprightness and probity, they were ruling that society. No, it was never like that. It started also bad for them. There was oppression, injustice, racism, all kinds of wrongs. But the society became a good society because of the same values we need to use is changing with wisdom, with patience, because the Quran repeatedly says, whether to us as individuals or families, be patient. We go back to your question earlier. How could we be a good, strong Muslim family in our time, given all these challenges? Challenges change from a context to context. People were fighting for their freedom back then. They were fighting for simple things.
Exactly this context thing you mentioned, that's where the problem is.
And the same thing with our children, our youth. You know, they say, well, you're talking about back home where you come from, especially this discussion between immigrant parents and children who were born here, who grew up here. When you talk about back home, this is different. We have different friends, different teachers, different this. This is not something new. When you change a context and you bring values, is it possible to live them as you want? I say Islam subscribe first to universal values. What are the universal values that Islam teaches? Maybe that Christian neighbor teaches the same values to his children, or that person who lives in front of you has the same values as you, he may be from a different religion, because universal values are in every religion. Family in the Bible is all about family. In many other religions for that matter. But Islam says, I'll give you what's going to keep your family and marriage strong. Starting with the bedrock of your family is the connection with Allah. So faith is your number one foundation. Second foundation, love. Your family should be in always renewing that commitment. Showing love is not by words, by affection. The Prophet, peace be upon him, told us to show care to our spouses. Take a spoon, some food, and put it in the mouth of your wife, or vice versa. He said that is the best charity, as he said in the famous hadith of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. And also, just putting your head on a child's hair or tapping on someone's shoulder by itself is an act of love. So, first foundation is faith. Second foundation is love. And third foundation, very important, is respect. Because through that respect, you can build everything. From beginning of marriage, husband and wife respect. The children, they see the father respects the wife respects the father. No matter what society they are in, they learn respect visually and they live it. And they grow as respectful. The fourth foundation is communication. Like we say, real estate people always say location, location, location. I say in family and relationships, communication, communication, communication. Children, it's good that they should listen, but also as parents, you should listen to them. When you listen to them, you show them the value and the importance of listening. Even if they are not putting the words the way you want, listen to them. That's how you make them learn how to listen. I believe this four foundation, faith, love, and of course communication and respect, these are critical to build a Muslim family anywhere they are. If you have a good ship, whether it's calm waters or rough waters, that ship will stand all kind of tossing waves. It will make it to the safe shore. And a family, whether here or anywhere, is strong so long as it has those values that built families a long time ago. They can also build. So it doesn't matter what context you are. These things are actually, as the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, wherever you are, whenever you are, however you are.
So, mashallah, Dr. Slimi, Islam is evergreen, family is evergreen. Jazakallah khairan for sharing with us that family can be stable and strong so long as you have the foundation in place. Thank you for joining us on Deen Matters. Hit the subscribe button and continue to follow us throughout the month. We're talking about family. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.